So, we in that new year, new me season.
Yes.
But a lot of us still have some of the same goals from 2023. And a lot of y'all, and I know for sure because y'all came up to me and asked.
You did.
A lot of y'all wanted to start a podcast.
Yes.
I got good news for you, player. Spotify for podcasts is here for every need you have.
We've been using Spotify for podcasters since we started our podcast. It's so easy. You literally record, edit, and upload all from your phone, your computer. So no matter what your setup looks like, you can start now.
Yes, get your conversations, your opinion, your views out to the world. People need to hear you.
You can distribute your podcast to Spotify and anywhere else that podcasts are heard.
With Spotify for podcasters, you can earn money in a multitude of ways. Ads or podcast subscriptions. I mean, it's an easy way to get your visions out to the world and earn some extra pocket change.
Yeah, my favorite thing about all of this is free 99.
Yes. They don't charge you a dime. So you really got nothing holding you back. Today, not tomorrow, today, let's be heard. Spotify for podcasters.
Let's be seen. Welcome back to another episode of For the Healthy Host podcast. I'm your host, Ree.
Sunset Tim.
And today...
Yes, we are talking about a very popular subject right now, or phrase, I guess. It's been a thing.
It's been a thing for a while. Being that girl.
That girl.
Or that boy.
Whichever one fits your preference.
Yes. Before we do dive into the conversation, I want to first address the elephant in the room.
What?
Yeah, the elephant. I knew you were gonna say that. Yes. So you guys can expect us to post podcast episodes every other week. So, I mean, because I don't want to leave them high and dry. Like, somebody commented and was like, when can we expect another one? You know what I mean? Because we just getting started, and I want to have some type of accountability for us, and I just want them to hold us accountable as well. So I want to just throw that out there every other week. I feel like that's a pace that's really good for us right now. And
agreed.
As time goes on, maybe we can do it weekly. But for right now, every other week is what we can commit to.
I didn't know what you was going to bring up when you said that elephant in the room.
Yeah. Elephant in the room.
Don't scare me like that next time.
Scary?
Yeah, I didn't know what was coming.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Anything happened with you. Anyways, to the subject. Becoming that boy.
It ain't even becoming, it's being
that girl.
Being that girl. And I remember, like, I seen this phrase a while back, like maybe even a year ago. I don't know how long it's been a thing, but I started noticing it a lot on YouTube.
TikTok
and
too.
TikTok, YouTube, yes. And I think there is some toxicity. I cannot say that word. Toxicity
Toxic
in it.
Shit. Toxic shit.
Yeah. I really do, because when I see it on YouTube, or it's just, for me, it's like one type of girl.
Yes.
When I used to see it on YouTube, I feel like the phrase now has kind of like expanded and blossomed to something more positive. But it does have its negatives. Like, I think it's terrible when that girl is like that one type of girl. You gotta have this product. You gotta wake up at this time.
Dominating the entire phrase. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I get that.
You gotta wake up at this time. Use this certain product. Eat this certain thing. Follow this type of diet. Blah 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 blah
have
blah
long
blah.
ass nails and
whatever the case may be.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so from that aspect of it, like I initially hated the term.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I hated it.
Seemed very bland and seemed that it was for an exclusive group almost to an extent.
An exclusive group, but like I said before, just one part, like
like one type,
one thing, like.
Yeah.
And I think that anytime you see somebody or something telling you to do one specific thing or be one specific way, you should run and don't look back.
Absolutely.
Like, run quick. But now my views have kind of shifted. Like, y'all know we not about like one thing. It's not one size fits all for us.
Yeah.
We are very, what's the word? We
open-minded,
and I can't even think of the word, but what's the word?
Free-spirited niggas?
No.
I don't have no idea what I have no like. I don't got no fancy word for it, but that's what it is. Some
It's
free-minded, free-spirited.
Yeah. But no, we definitely.
I don't know what word you're looking for.
Individuality is the word I'm trying to say, but we stand for individuality. Like that's something we praise is individuality. Yes. Like nobody is going to be the same. And I think if you can flip being that girl to being personalized to you, then
there's some power within it.
And it's definitely, it's like it's an attitude. It's a mindset.
Yeah, it's a mindset and attitude.
Not a look, not an aesthetic. It's like a mindset.
It's some power behind it. You know what I'm saying? When you start thinking like the phrase, that boy or that girl just makes me think about like the ultimate version of me. When I see myself in that other realm, where I think I spoke to you about the other realm. Yeah. Like there's the other realm you. I ain't spoke with them about it, but the other realm you who's always doing good. The one you imagine with the nice car and a nice house and a nice body, and that you're trying to bridge the gap between your reality and that you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I feel like that phrase is that power that kind of makes you kind of walk in the footsteps of that person in the, I don't know what realm to call it, the positive realm or whatever, the image of you when you all your shit all the way. You know what I mean?
And the how you get there is not saying one day I'm going to be like, it's embodying everything that it's going to take for you to be that person. You have to be that person now. Like you really have to already be that person.
You have to walk in the shoes of that person. You kind of like, I don't know, you can kind of think of it like your body stepping into some type of armor. Yeah. Or, you know what I'm saying? Or really walking, even if it's masking, like to an extent, it's almost like lying to yourself. Yeah, like to an extent. You make it. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a Rihanna TikTok sound that says, "What are you doing the days you just don't want to do anything?" What does it say?
Pretend.
I pretend.
Pretend, really? Yeah. Why not?
Why not? Nobody wants to be like
what she say?
In the bed crying or something like that. But like,
who wants to do that?
And who wants to do that?
Like, I love Riri.
You got to walk in the way of that person, think like that person, make decisions like that person. Respond to people like that person. Like, I got that version of me. Today, I'm dressed like them. Y'all can't see me, but it's on me right now.
Yeah,
I got it on me.
Y'all.
You know what I'm saying? I know it's in me and not on me, but today it's in me and on me right now. I'm pretty nice. And this is how he dresses. You know what I'm saying? He takes no shit from nobody. Not a mean way, but, don't step on his loafers.
Yeah.
Or whatnot. Things of that nature. He's a loving, caring, peaceful man. He moves that way,
right?
But with some type of strength to him. You know what I'm saying? He can feel himself, and other people can feel him in the room as well. I'm walking in that today. You know what I'm saying? But then there are days where he seems a distance away from me.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
those are the most important days, though.
Those
to
are.
Embody.
Yes.
Like to embody being that girl or that boy. Those are like the days where you don't feel like doing anything. And don't get me wrong. Like,
there's a difference between a day where this is why designated rest days are needed. Just like you schedule things, you got to schedule rest too. You know what I mean?
Me being that girl, I get plenty of rest, plenty of sleep. Like,
don't let grind culture catch you up in the every day go hard. You have to schedule in rest days where you don't do nothing or the silliest stuff or whatever just makes you smile. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. Do that. Make sure you schedule in your rest days in this grind culture that is full of toxic nature.
Yeah. I think we talked about this the other day, and we kind of talked about being that girl a little bit. Because sometimes I think sometimes we can have different opinions and views, but that's neither here nor there. I wasn't even gonna talk about that, but we talked about it. And I kind of talked about whenever we had that conversation about how being that girl is personal for me. Like, it hits home for me because I still do this sometimes. I think I give a lot of power to other human beings.
Or you give a lot of power to what you think they think of you?
No.
Oh, okay.
Of what I think of them. Like, you know what I mean? It's kind of that comparing yourself mindset. Like, I belittle myself when I'm looking at this person. I be like, dang, they that girl, they got this, they got that, they into this. You know what I mean? And so being that girl is not taking their power from them because they probably is that girl. But I am too. You know what I mean? Like, just really being that girl and allowing myself to be that.
Yeah. What did one? We seen one that was like, you the baddest. I'm the baddest bitch on my block. You the baddest bitch on your block.
No, it was like you the baddest. You just bad. Wait, what she said? You the baddest bitch on your block.
Yeah, but on your block,
not
though,
on my block.
Not on my block. But
That's
that's what it is. Like, you know, everybody. Well, in this time where like TikTok, Instagram, and social media time, when let's say back in whatever time period before social media was a thing, you had to really go out here and do these things and accomplish these things to see these things. Mm-hmm. Now, with like, I can see what that city loft I dream about looks like in somebody else who already got it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that, I feel like that is where kind of like the root of what you're saying, seeing other people with it and giving them power, you like,
exactly,
and things of that nature, where like the social media aspect of it, to where you can see somebody else kind of in the place you want, in the car you want, with the clothes you want, you know what I mean, and things like that, can do a little mind trick on you not to appreciate the life you live in.
Exactly.
And we've been doing a lot of appreciating the life we live in. And that's the thing within this trying to be the boy or trying to be the girl. You have to appreciate where you are right now too.
Yeah, it's kind of it's manifestation, really.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. Like, whenever we talk about manifestation, I always tell you, like, you have to speak about it like it's the present.
Yeah,
and in
absolutely.
order to be the ultimate version of yourself, and like, I don't know, it's
that
so
goes
weird.
back to walking into the shoes of that other one too.
Yes, like you have to embody it and be that, and that's how you'll get there. And I always be like, when we talk about being the ultimate version of ourselves, I think that's gonna forever changing too.
Yeah.
Like,
I think so.
Right now, when we think about the ultimate version of ourselves, it may look different in a couple of years.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely look different from when I was 21 or 25.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It definitely looks different.
Something, you guys, I just finished reading Atomic Habits by James Clear. Really great book.
Bought a book and read it. Good job.
Don't do that, because I read a lot of books.
You do. I'm just saying that when you bought it, you read it. Good job. Okay. I ain't on your ass.
It seemed like it.
No, ma'am.
It seemed like it. But something he talked about, something he said is, don't be so pressed or so like stuck on a certain identity that you can't grow.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was just saying, like, sometimes that stops you from growing.
I get that.
And I feel like that's really relevant to today's topic as well.
Yeah, I can see where he's going with that. 100%. You gotta, like I said, knowing and appreciating where you are and doing what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Don't be too fugazi about this thing. I know you walking in the footsteps of your ultimate you, but don't be fugazi. Don't go to work and cuss everybody out yet. We ain't quite prepared to quit quite yet. You know what I mean? So let's hold tight. I'm telling Miss Winter, she can suck one.
I hate you.
Hold tight on that real quick, you know? And like I just want to mention, like, with this whole thing, I feel like it kind of happens spiritually first. You have to feel like that person first. Because, I mean, you can trick yourself as much as you want to. You can try to, like, go buy the clothes. You can try to go eat at the places they go to and talk like them. But you have to feel it in your soul that is you. You know what I mean? And however you want to create it, the feeling, or however you want to go about it is fine. One of the reasons why I introduce myself everywhere is Sunset Tim and not Travis Turner. I don't know why I thought if I gave him my real name, somebody's gonna take my social security number. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Maybe because that literally has happened.
That has happened to me before. Somebody had stolen my identity and ran my shit up.
Oh my
y'all.
God.
Baby, it was.
You traumatized.
I am traumatized, but like that's the reason why at the beginning of this podcast, I don't say Travis Turner nowhere, like unless it's like I'm signing something at the bank, you know. But outside of that, it's Sunset Tim, because that, even though Mama named me Travis Turner, I crowned myself and made myself Sunset Tim. That's in my vision. That is my embodiment of who I am. That's closer to me. You know what I'm saying? It means something to me. So that's what I mean by, like, spiritually, you gotta feel that shit. Even if you want to start, like, go buy a different name if you want to. Create a whole nother ego. I know ego untamed, biting people in the ass can be bad, but you need a little bit of an ego in that recipe. You know what I mean? For a good flavor.
Definitely, I agree.
Why you look at me like that?
How I'm looking at you.
You got a little glow to you.
Thank you. Huh?
Pregnant?
No. That's not funny. That's not funny.
All jokes, guys. I do not need one more.
Definitely. It has to start spiritually and mentally. Like, that's the start of everything, honestly. Like, if you're trying to blossom or bloom into, this new version of yourself, dang, them cars loud.
My mama.
That girl, it really definitely starts mentally. One thing that's really been helping me is, like, being mindful of my habits.
Write that down.
You funny.
They
Being
do.
really mindful of my habits. Like I said before, I just finished reading Atomic Habits, and the biggest takeaway that I took from it was, I think sometimes when we talk about this all the time, instant gratification.
Yeah.
Like, we be wanting shit to happen immediately.
Instacart, Instagram.
Immediately. And something that he really emphasized that's the word I was looking for earlier, when I was like, we really emphasized individuality.
That was the word you were looking for? Yeah. Nigga, what?
I couldn't find it. It was somewhere. But yeah, something that he really emphasizes is becoming 1% better every day. And, like, that's my biggest takeaway from it. Nothing happens immediately. He gave an example, like, do a certain thing and you get results immediately, right? Mm-hmm. Versus something, going to the gym, you don't see results for a minute.
For a minute.
So you really have to understand that, you literally get 1% better every day. You can either get 1% better or stay stagnant. Or did you say stagnant? No, it's no such thing.
No such thing as stagnation.
Get worse.
It only gets worse or better. Nothing is stagnant. Nothing stays the same ever in the universe. Nothing will ever stay the same. Either up or down, going with it. But at the same time, reread Atomic Habits. I was reading Slight Edge, which is this.
You read that before I read this, though.
That is true.
But it's like an older
books.
yeah,
that books are of the same. Your book even mentioned my book one time. Oh, my mama it do.
Nah.
All right, blood. All right, blood.
James ain't say nothing about your dude.
Either way it go. Slight Edge is the book I read, which is the exact same thing, where both books emphasize a thing that was a lot different. And what was the biggest takeaway for me was, like, not to work on the goal, but to work on the habit. So if you want to work out and be healthier and have the body of your dreams, don't think about working towards that goal. Think about improving the habit. Think about improving getting to the gym, going there. If you can improve how many times you go to the gym, you know what I mean, and get better at that at the gym, knowing what you want to do, targeting your body, knowing it better, the results will come. Like, that is the easiest part of doing is the results.
Yes,
because they have to come. The universe literally works in that matter. If you do something, it has to give you something. Mm-hmm. Like, literally, if you put a fire to wood, the universe won't stop and be like, that burns things. Like, that makes a forest fire. Literally, if you do something, she has to give you a result. Like, Definitely. It is ultimately how it works. So work on improving the habit, not getting closer to the goal.
Definitely, I like that a lot. I think my books kind of say something along the lines of that as well.
I got that from your book. You told me that from that book.
Oh.
But my books mentioned that too, but I like how your guy explained it.
Yeah, see, because mine is like the updated version.
Yeah, updated version of
basically.
Mine, to an extent.
Yeah, and just, I think the best way to get towards a goal is, like, falling in love with your routine.
Yes.
Or, like, the process. He gave an example, James, Mr. Clear, gave an example about this. Was she a dancer? I don't know if she was a gymnast or anything like. I can't remember, but some type of athletic woman. I don't know. Mm-hmm. He asked her about her routine. Mm-hmm. And she goes, I wake up at 5 a.m., which that's irrelevant. That doesn't matter. But I woke up at 5 a.m. and I have breakfast and I call a taxi and I go to the gym every morning. But she didn't consider the actual workout to be her routine. She considered getting in the taxi to be the routine. Yes. Because, like, if you ain't doing that, you ain't going to the gym. Because it's like once you get to the gym, you're gonna work out.
That's why I was like, improve getting to the gym. Improve that. You know what I'm saying?
Once you put on the workout clothes, or we're using workout as an example, but if that's not your goal, obviously, because adjust it as you know.
Everybody needs that. Rich, poor, whatever. Everybody needs good health. So working out is essential to life. So
yeah,
absolutely. But
I agree. I feel like also, I don't know, just because I know for the longest I didn't want to talk about this topic because I used to have the mindset where I didn't want to offend anybody. I didn't want anybody to disagree with what I had to say. But yeah, like, this is my opinion. My voice deserves to be heard.
I thought you was going to start singing when you said that.
Yeah, should
It really said, my voice is going to be heard. I thought you was going to start singing.
Why somebody told me that they thought, when they first heard me talk, they thought I was singing.
I can get it. Like, that right there, I thought a verse was coming out.
I think because I just drag my words.
You do. Remember that puppet show I did for the family?
It was ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
I was like, I do not talk like that.
Yes. Anyways, back on subject, back on road. What was you mentioning? If you ain't got nothing for these good folks, I had something.
Oh, you go right ahead.
Yes, like improving the habits will get you there. And breaking away from the goal, which is extremely hard to do. I find myself like all the time looking back at the goal, like, and when you look at the goal, it's so far away, that's when you start to see the distance, and that'll get your ass.
Yes, it will.
If you can only, remember, I think I spoke about this on one time, it's like you was in a dark place, and the only light you had was like at your feet, so you can only see where you was moving, then the goal wouldn't seem that far, because you only can look at where you are right now and move forward. But when you can see that dot of light all the way down there, that might discourage you from running. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
You might tail off into something else. So displacing from the goal is a super big thing, which is extremely hard too, though, in this day and time.
And just falling in love with the process.
Yes, falling in love with you and the process. Do it for the right reasons, dog.
Definitely.
That's a big one. If you fall off, get back on. We say that all the time. So
yeah, because I be falling off and falling off hard too.
Yes, and then like I said, becoming that girl and becoming that boy is really a individual thing. Like Respo, how do you want to do it? How does that even look for you?
Right.
I love TikTok now because I got it. I didn't twerked it high like it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't twerk like that. It's a different term.
You mean twerked it?
No, I meant twerked it. Like I didn't twerked it. I meant twerked it, but it ain't like what you talking about. Okay. But like I didn't fix it to where it really showed what I want to see. Like
yeah, you didn't figure out the algorithm.
Yeah, the algorithm like to what it is. So I go on there, and specifically yesterday I was so like motivated. It was these black farmers on there showing tricks and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Just showing black people farming. Like it's just like crazy in my mind. You know what I'm saying? To see people doing that, but to them, them boys like farming and getting dirty every day.
Yes.
That's their thing. And somebody else don't want to be nowhere near the motherfucking countryside. They need a loft in the biggest city somewhere downtown. So you gotta kind of individually find out what is that look for you, what does that sound like, how is that for you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make it individual.
I'm gonna say this: TikTok got the best algorithm. Period.
They really do.
I said what I said.
TikTok is pretty fucking good. I might up my limit from 15 minutes today.
Your limit 15 minutes today? I don't have a limit on TikTok because I just don't be on there like that.
I don't too much do, but it's so good that if I don't got no limit, I will fuck around and break code and ignore that motherfucker 15 more minutes. I will.
Yeah, I do. I like TikTok, especially when you've twerked it to
fuck you, man.
when you twerked it to like fit what you want to see. But one thing I want y'all to take away from this is stop telling people what they should do.
Oh yeah.
Or how they should be. Like stop telling people
that's that toxic ass grind culture
that's
today,
toxic.
bro.
Like I hate it. Stop telling people they gotta wake up at 5 a.m. and go work out and drink 10 gallons of water. Stop telling people what they gotta do.
And stop taking this advice from these people too. Somebody taking this advice. These niggas steady saying this shit. Some of y'all must be taking it.
Yeah.
Stop doing it, dog.
I think sometimes too, when people are on the internet, they take it as, what's the word? They take people's word as king.
As king, especially if they got a lot of followers.
Yes, followers don't validate Like, that don't mean nothing, y'all. Like, even with me personally, like, I share my journey a lot online, and really, I'm sharing it. I was on a podcast. I had a podcast interview yesterday, and I saw her. The only difference is I would be doing this stuff anyway. Like, I would be everything that y'all see me do on YouTube, Instagram, I will be doing it. The only difference is there's a camera there now.
Thanks.
Like, you know what I mean? And I'm really just sharing my journey. You don't have to do things because I'm doing it. You don't have to wake up early. If that doesn't fit your lifestyle, don't do it. Like, you know what I mean? And that's, like we talked about before, that's when the toxicity comes in, when people think they have to do things just like you're doing them, because you don't.
Clone.
And I've been guilty of that in the past as well, like thinking I have to do this or eat this or use this product. Like, we are all so different. Yeah. So different. And that's why I think initially why I didn't like being that girl, because I'm just going to be blunt about it. It was these white girls, these skinny white girls showing their particular routine, and they were all doing the same thing, like having their matcha. And you know, personally, matcha, caffeine, that it don't even sit well on my stomach.
I don't get it. Americans' obsession. I get Americans' obsession with coffee and caffeine because they think once they, like, it's a mental thing to them to a certain point. Like, it's almost them romanticizing their life, but you're doing it in, I don't know. It's a whole nother subject. Americans in this coffee shit, caffeine shit, whatever, though. Go back to what you're saying.
So like I said before, it was just me seeing the same girl doing the same exact thing. And, like, that's when I was just like, nah, like, you don't have to be that girl. You don't have to be that girl. But now, like I said before, my thoughts on it have kind of transformed. I've kind of most definitely formed my own version, my own definition of what being that girl is. Like, you know what I mean? It's empowering. Absolutely. Really. It can really, really be empowering. Like I said, it's really personal for me because all my life, we were talking about this the other day, and I was like, dang, I think we were texting about it. And I was like, I'm kind of getting emotional because all my life I've given power to so many women, so many people, like, you know what I mean? Looking up to them, putting them on a pedestal, Absolutely. Giving them that celebrity mentality. And these can be regular people, like people I know in my neighborhood. But all along, I've been that girl. Yes. I think everybody knew it but me.
Yes, all of us are abundant beings, and we got the love and peace flowing within us, and it's always in everybody, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
I think one of the biggest things to take away from this is individuality. Like, that's the biggest thing, personalizing everything for yourself. I personally, if it gets popular, I'm actually not turning that way.
On me, on my mother.
If it gets popular, I definitely don't want none of it. Like, cause like when shit is popular like that, it's usually run down. It's watered down, in my opinion. For the most part, like them thick ass sandals everybody wearing, them little joints.
Come on now, I like thick sandals.
Absolutely not. It's just like every mother. I mean, it's some specific ones. It may be the Yeezy ones. I don't know what.
I thought you was talking about the little sandals I wear, like my dogs.
No, not like them. Them actually different. I'm talking about the ones they like chunky and either way it go.
Do you genuinely not like them?
I genuinely don't like how popular.
See, that's bad.
I'm such an individuality person because it's like I know some people out there do things for praise, right? So like if you talk to this black dude, you ask him what his favorite shoes is, Jordans. You ask him what car he want to drive, Hellcat. You ask him who his favorite rapper is, whoever is like the hottest rapper right now. Like they always answer and do things in such a typical fashion. When somebody tells me that, like. Or when I see somebody like them, like, bruh, come on, like, you don't gotta do all that.
What if they actually like it though?
They actually like everything that everybody else like.
That's
everything
fine, and I think
awesome.
It's bad.
If y'all ever watched the Lego movie, there's a song and they go, everything is awesome, and it was just a song like it was just like go look the song up. It's an amazing song. It was just like about people just doing whatever everybody else did, so they didn't get looked at or didn't get clowned for not being. Like being
it's
weird.
Human nature, so to want to fit in, and that's okay. Let them fit in. But here's the thing: I don't
think it's human nature no more.
Well, in the book I was reading, like I told you before, he was like James Clear. Our ancestors, they was literally they ran in groups. And I remember I was like, I don't know if it's my ancestors, his ancestors. That's a different story though. But he was just saying like, the lone wolf gets left behind or something like that. I don't know. The lone wolf. whatever the saying goes.
Yeah.
So like he was just saying it's human nature to like want. I think it's human nature to want to fit in.
I think it's human nature to socialize. I don't think it's human nature to fit in.
To want to, not to actually fit in, but to have the desire.
I think that's what I'm getting at. Like everybody, of course, everybody fits in somewhere. But then there's this one cloud in almost every industry. Like there's this one cloud that everybody pushes into. You know what I mean? That's the fit in. Like whatever it might be. Like you can see clearly a distinction when you get into a certain culture or the health and wellness culture. You can distinguishly see like, okay, these people all going here. Like I remember at one point in time, everybody was going to some city you wanted to go to so bad for vacation.
Bali.
Bro. Everybody and their mother on
and
YouTube was going to Bali. And I
still want to go to Bali. Not because everybody went, but because it's beautiful.
But do you remember the season, though?
Yeah,
everybody and their mother was going there.
Listen, here's my thing. I hate when people don't like things just because everybody else does like it. To me, that's a problem.
Nah, that ain't no problem.
You're a problem.
Nah, that ain't a problem. That is individuality.
It's individual.
Don't get me wrong.
But do you actually like it? If I like something, I don't care how many people doing it. I'm gonna do it.
But what is something that you like?
I'm not gonna purposely fit like not do something because other people doing it. Like I'm gonna just be me. I don't care what everybody else is doing. That's the thing.
Name something that you do that everybody else does too.
I don't know.
Exactly. That's my point. Nah. That shit
I'm not focused on what everybody else is doing. That's the
shit,
thing.
To me, that shit kills creativity. It kills individuality. And for a lot of us, that can be the thing that's kind of holding you back. You trying to do your thing like everybody else is doing it because you trying to get what they got. But you need to be trying to do your own thing so you can get what's out there for you.
I agree with you. I agree with you on individuality. Obviously.
Absolutely. Like, I just feel like a lot of people who haven't got there is because you ain't really being you 100%.
Definitely. So
you clogging up the lane, you know what I'm saying, and just standing there in the crowd of the people when you so individual. Like you go on, I'm an interior nigga. You go on TikTok and you see these interiors for some of these apartments and they niggas got all the same rugs.
That's true.
Niggas got the same table. You know what I'm saying? Niggas like using the same sounds as the other guy. They doing the same routine as this person. That's why I love when I run across like a different type person who has all these colorful things in their house and it's just individual. And that's just what it is. Individuality. If you want to be that boy or be that girl, you gonna have to step into it your way, in your fashion.
Definitely. Don't worry about what nobody else is doing. Listen, let me say this. When we talking about
leave him with this.
We're gonna leave him with this.
I can see your face. This shit seem like it's gonna be good, y'all. So you listen in.
Let me tell y'all this. You don't need a particular product. Cause the wellness industry is $1 billion industry.
Billion.
You don't need a particular thing to become that girl, to be that version of yourself. I was on a yesterday, like I said, I had an interview on a podcast.
You that girl.
In this. And they were asking me about my routine. And I walked them through my routine and they were just saying, I love that your routine doesn't include a product. You never said like, I have to have this particular thing.
Yeah, I get that.
And it kind of go back to like what you said before, like people doing the same things.
Yeah.
They have to have this particular product. And the podcast I was on is called The Breathing Room. They really praised me for like just being really authentic.
Yeah.
Like, because it is. This is who I am.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yeah, like you don't need nothing but you. Long as you have air in your lungs. Long as you have, you know what I mean? You can do what you need to do to become that girl mentally. Like mentally.
Become that.
Because that's where it starts.
You weird. I know you weird.
I know you
weird. I know you do weird shit at home.
I know you do, because I do.
I know you do. I do weird shit. Reed catches me doing weird shit all the time. I know you weird. Just be that weird person. And I know it can be spooky at times.
Yes, because it's different than everybody else. But
you got to stop giving them up with them folks think about you. Because them folks going to make a narrative regardless what they think about you. Whether it's that you rich, that you poor, that you pretty, ugly, thin, or fat. Whatever it might be, people gonna make a narrative about you. You gonna have to control it, control yourself, and you have to do your own thing, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just factual.
That's what it is. And just live, have fun, be present, just flow.
And just fucking do it.
Just do it.
Stop, do it. Stop asking people all these fucking questions.
Oh my gosh.
Stop asking people
That's
so many
another story
questions
for another
and
day.
just fucking do it,
Just
dog.
do it.
Stop thinking so
asking
much
people
about
how.
it.
Stop overthinking.
That is.
That's what it is. Stop overthinking. Just do
fucking
it.
do it, dog. Just go out there and do it.
Just do it.
Just fucking do it. Go be that girl. Go be that boy. Sunset Tim.
Marie. Thank you guys so much for being here with us today. I know normally like the flow is usually like we have these points. Travis usually have his different, what do you call them? Your different points that you gotta make.
Yes.
But today was just like a free flowing conversation because it's really all of this shit is really just our opinion, honestly.
Yeah.
But we really wanted to let that shine through today. We would love for you guys to join the conversation.
Yes.
Leave us a comment and let us know
what being that boy or girl look like for you.
and then also just how you feel about the phrase in general. I would love to hear that as well.
Absolutely.
Anyway, love you guys, and we will catch you not next week, but the week after.
Peace.
Peace.